welcome. We have another, I guess 3 chapters this time of Wind of Truth out to talk about. So lucky us, lucky us. And this time it was great because I got to listen to it and not have to read. So that even though SoundCloud is not easy to use, so that made it a little hard. But
I couldn't get it working on SoundCloud on my computer or my phone. I could only listen to it on the web page itself, and you can't change the playback speed. No, and that was killing me.
It was that's exactly what I was gonna say. Was
people
I like to play it like at 1.5 speed.
I go like 1.75.
Yeah, and the cadence of Kate Redding and Michael Kramer is so much different, and just like I was like, oh my goodness, wow, this is
it felt like I was crazy. Listening to it through molasses.
Yes, but I still listened to it. I was at work, so I didn't care. But so lots to talk. I think lots to talk about. But Alex, Mr. Alex Green, will not be joining us, at least not for now. He may, I don't know, he may make the tail end. We'll see. Depends how long we're going for. But what's that?
So I don't know who I'm going to fight with then. Maybe Shy. Yeah. Maybe Shy.
I don't know. We'll find something to fight about, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But
I'll fight.
Oh, excuse me, man, excuse me. So thank you all for being here. We got 10 people chat. Darcy, let's go. Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Nick is here. Is Dustborn that weird
you got it.
game?
Is
that what that is? Dustborn?
It's the band with superpowers game. But
is that the one? Oh, yeah.
The only thing I've seen of the gameplay is just like Guitar Hero, but with 4 buttons.
Dude, it's
I haven't seen any other gameplay.
I'll pass. Thanks. So I think I saw it. I'm pretty sure I saw it because somebody did like a Black Myth Black Myth versus Dustborn.
That's the best. That is the best game, mate.
I told him, dude. Dude, Wukong, the Monkey King, is freaking such a good game.
That's insane. That's better than because I played the last thing I really played properly was Hogwarts, I reckon.
Yeah,
and I love that. This is like that, but it's finished and it's for grown-ups. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I haven't got to get into. I've been working, so I haven't got to play anymore. I got to this like hell level, and it was scaring me. I'm like, man, I'm scared. I'm wetting my pants. So like, yeah, I gotta get back into it here. Once I'm through work, but
I'll definitely make sure to get to it in 2 years.
No, it's great. It's worth it. So, but we're not here for Black Myth. Well, I was gonna say unfortunately, but there's nothing wrong with talking about Wind of Truth because we're loving it so far. I think for the most part. So I guess we'll just go around the horn real quick. Alan, feelings about the 3 overall before we start going into it. Piece.
Well, stuff started happening and it was fun.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. It was nice, a short little action set piece, and
Alden, your feelings?
My feelings are good, man. I'm very happy to see some action. Wasn't expecting it, probably too. Amazing. It was great. I was really invested. Like I was actually concerned for a minute there. Like I was actually concerned. Like I was thinking, shit, they're in strife. So that's good great stuff. What are we? 6, 8, 9 chapters in? Are we 9
chapters? Yeah, we got 7, 8, 9. This was 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we're 9 chapters in. Had a relatively big fight scene with an event that happens, but we'll get to it. And so Shai, how are you feeling about these 3?
Still tentative.
Okay.
I liked the Scar part. Some of the little stuff with Cal.
Yeah.
Shalon's ending I'm still iffy about. I felt it was the wrong place and time.
Okay.
So it's like still waiting.
I'm gonna have to look back, but there was something I think it was in that Scar chapter that made me feel like there was a little double down on therapist Kaladin. I forget where the line was, but I forget.
Edge dancer.
What's that? Oh, the edge dancer thing. The edge dance. Yes, the edge dancer thing. That's exactly what it was. Was he practices his like what was it? He practices his
Listening.
Windrunner O's like an edge dancer or something like that, or
So what he says
like
is like, despite being a windrunner, he does a good approximation of the edge dance odes,
right.
and because he listens.
Sorry, man, I was a little parched. Yeah, so that I think that was it, but I feel like there was like a line in there too, but we're not gonna do all of that. We're gonna get into it. So Lost Blades. Let's see here. I forgot what the big thing in this chapter was. Why do I have this zoomed in so much? Let's see here. Is this where the fight starts?
No, it ends with the last sentence is there's going to be a fight.
This is where Gallant. This is where Gallant flies, and
right. Okay. So what? I feel like there's something there that Gallant is comfortable and even wants to fly. What do we think that's all about?
I think it confirms my theory, which is not my own only. It's not just my own theory. I've heard a couple of people talk about this since then. But I think that Gallant. I think that Gallant's Chandra is solidified in these chapters.
Well, why would him wanting to fly make him a Chandra?
It just makes him less likely to be a fucking horse.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I just don't know why the flying part makes him more of a Chandra. I
was wondering about that too. It also mentions the after image, which makes because that after image so far has only been a thing of like loose souls.
Okay.
So what'd you say?
An after image has only been of loose souls. Like I think it happens to Kelsier, right? Yeah, Kelsier has that after image sometimes, right? I think so.
Yeah, Seth has it too.
Because his soul was like put on a bit badly, which is why it shows the after image. It's like
so that would make sense for a Chandra.
How was it phrased? I don't remember that.
I
was working.
Let me see
what?
here.
I was working while I was listening to it, so
okay. So
I wasn't reading along.
Let's see. First, let's see. I'm trying to find it here. So she has her discussion with Kolek.
There was a really good line from Kolek in this one.
Yeah, I'll try and find it. I like the conversation. I like the Kolek conversation. I felt like it was good. Standing up a sort of Shaden was stabilizing. These commands were calmly given these. Yeah, grading like a boy. Shalon emerging like remember two of them. Gallant charging. I believe I'm right. I don't see. At least it's not there, unless it's in the other chapter, the after image thing.
Could be in the first chapter, 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is.
Oh, after image. It's up top. It
says after image.
Yeah, it's after image.
There you go. Okay.
Gallant's had a bit of a glow to him beyond that of the lashings.
Yeah, when he moved his head, he left an unusual after image. There it is. Yeah.
Which is like Zeth, right? Which is like Zeth. When he, yeah. So
Yeah. So
Chandra, huh?
So this epigraph. So hey, Steve, if you go up to the top, mate.
Absolutely. However, the wind did not think like a person does. This should not surprise anyone who has familiarity with the Spren, though such things are less common now than they once were.
So this book, when do we think this book's been written?
It sounds like it's old, like a while away. Like it sounds like it's yeah, like just from that.
Well, I'm not sure. I know that was my first instinct, but it could be referring to how Spren were more common back before, like during the Heralds age. It could be that.
That's what I thought too.
I don't think so. I think it's been written sometime in the back 5, right? After we've had like a generational shift.
Darcy brings up a good point. Is it effectively confirmed that Kaladin survives this book if he is one of the witnesses to the Knights of Wind and Truth?
No.
Well, maybe. I mean, how would he give his account if he didn't survive the book? I think the more pressing issue is we're assuming this is Kaladin and Zeth giving their takes.
Yeah.
If it's, I think I sort of agree with that statement. If this is Kaladin and Zeth, if it's not Kaladin, then we don't know. But if we are going under the pretense that it's Kaladin that's being interviewed for this book, or being, whatever we want to call it, I think I would agree that sort of confirms that Kaladin survives.
That he does survive, yeah, and becomes king the White.
And maybe that's the point, is that he wants you to think that it's Kaladin and Seth, and
maybe
it's going to be a twist.
And it's not.
It's possible. But I mean, hold on. Does he ever? I don't know. Do we have any? He doesn't tend to go back and explain where any of that stuff comes from. So I don't know that he's going to give us an outright explanation who is actually being interviewed and who is writing. I guess we'll see if we get it, but.
Although we have always got that previously, right? Like we've always got confirmation of who's been writing the book as we get to the end of that book, so we probably will.
No, probably. I mean, we'll see. So I think it was Shy brought up a good point. I think, and I think it was this chapter. Yeah, here. So, how do we feel about Maya just acting normal? I mean, it happened a little bit in one of the previous chapters. She's acting even more normal, smiling, and all this. I think it's a rush. I think it's too fast. And I think Shai's point was also is what at this point makes her different than, say, Syl. She's acting very normal.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what the rush is. I don't know why all of a sudden she went from not being able to talk at all to just being fine. Unless there's going to be an explanation to that eventually, saying that that's
they bring it up. They bring it up in the chapter. They say she's progressing really fast, and that's odd.
So maybe there's a reason for it. Yeah.
So
here's the thing. I think even if there's an explanation, I don't think she should be acting this normal, because I think that here's the thing. Her ailment is similar to that of the Parchment, and they never recovered like that. Even those who were beginning more lucid and thinking were still struggling to say words. Their personalities were still stripped until they were filled in by the storm. She should still be kind of like very subdued, even if she is talking more.
Yeah, so it could have something to do with Adam Mishram getting loose in the spiritual realm, but seeing as that's the reason that the Deadeyes have lost their connection, right? So to the spirit web or whatever.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. I actually don't like that either, because like then it's alluding to this isn't Adolin doing this. It's just gonna happen to all the Spren because of the problem with Mishram. I enjoyed the fact that this was
Adolin. No los dos. Like, why isn't it? This is possible for all the Spren, but Adolin is a catalyst that's making it happen a lot faster for Maya.
I mean, I'm saying if that's it, fine. Like if he's the one if it's what Adolin's doing that's progressing her faster, great. I hope we don't get rid of the component of what Adolin has done.
All of the work that he's done. For sure.
Yes.
I think they're clearly setting up. This is an unusual case. I mean, they bring it up in the chapter. I think there's going to be an explanation that'll make sense.
But it was already unusual. That's the thing. She was the only Deadeye to do this.
Yeah,
because
7 heartbeats, I don't know.
Yeah, but also Adolin's the only person who's been talking to his sword for 10 years as well, right? So
I think they're clearly setting up an Adolin-Maya romance, even more so than Syl and Kaladin. And Shalon, she can just go die.
I think that's your wishful thinking.
So I guess so
fucker forever.
So when does Adolin officially become an edge dancer? Is what I want to know. When do we
probably when she's healed.
You think he's just immediately going to be an edge dancer? He's already spoke all 4. He just fucking armor just shows up and he's just like starts.
I don't think he'll be that far progressed, but I think he'll be able to say like at least the first 2 odes pretty quickly.
Probably.
Because I hope so. You can definitely see the first. And then the
Yeah.
second, I think Adlin's the type who does like listen.
Yeah,
Did we-
Adolin Unleashed would be pretty sweet. Sorry, go ahead, Alden.
Did we confirm here that Maya is a cultivation Spren?
Yeah,
Or
she's
was a
100%.
cultivation
Yeah.
Spren?
Yeah, she 100% is. I think it's in this chapter. It's confirmed that she's a cultivation friend too.
Dude,
Like,
It was
There was
confirmed a
any-
long time ago.
Edge dancing would be perfect for Adolin.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
Mhm.
perfect. Yeah,
He'd
yeah.
be the best
Imagine-
swords master in the universe.
Yeah, here it is.
Imagine
As they
what-
watched, a cultivation friend like Maya turned and walked into the ocean. When they're
Yeah, how
talking
cool.
about the sword, like
Oh
so.
yeah.
So that's what them. So all the Deadeyes. So are the Deadeyes disappearing because the sword? Like I was having a little bit of trouble with that concept. Is it that the swords have been forgotten, so the Deadeyes are getting worse, or like I wasn't sure what the connection like.
I think it's
I
saying that
wasn't
they
sure.
disappeared.
No, I think it was saying that the physical swords in the physical world disappear once people forget about them or something like that.
Is that what
Yes.
we're saying? Okay.
That is what they're saying. They're saying if a sword is lost for a really long time, they just disappear from the physical plane.
Okay.
Which is supposed to be, I guess, the explanation why there's so few shard blades.
Okay. Okay.
Which
So
makes
that's-
which makes sense when you think about it, right? When you think about how the beads in Shadesmar, hold the memories of the thing, of the object or whatever, that like crosses time. This thing remembers being this thing, remembers being this thing, and when it was this, like the stone is not just a stone. Once it was a house or whatever.
yeah.
So it kind of makes sense.
So are there shard blade beads in the ocean?
Nah, 'cause
No,
that's
the
back-
shard. There's no
that-
beads. It's just a Spren.
So
It's
the
back to
Spren just
front
goes to
with
the
shard
ocean.
blades.
Okay.
I've been lied to.
Uh-oh. What
Well,
happened?
I'm eating some Australian licorice.
Uh-oh.
We don't
Um,
make liquid.
It
You've
says
been
there's a kangaroo on it. It
That's
says
not a kangaroo, bro. That's a wallaby.
it says Willy Wallaby Australian licorice, and then made in the USA on the back.
Yeah, that's
Oh no.
what I'm trying to tell you, mate. We don't make licorice.
Which is the line you want? The collect line you look. I'm trying to find it here.
Oh, it's great. It's a Control R for relevant.
Control R for relevant. Wait. What the hell was that? Oh.
It was if I'm to give you parting wisdom, the Herald said, it is this: just because something is fleeting, do not imagine it to be unimportant. And likewise, just because something is eternal, don't assume it to be relevant.
Which will definitely become important later.
I really liked that line.
Yeah. I don't know what I hope collect just doesn't disappear from the books altogether.
I've been liking him.
Yeah, so he's having these issues, but he'll drop some of these gems down every once in a while. So I'm sort of afraid that this was gonna be the last we see of Collect in the book, but
It felt like a
we'll see.
goodbye.
I think
It felt a bit like a goodbye,
Yeah.
So I hope that's not right. I think Kelsey's going to find him. So
I think that's been my one disappointment of the series.
Mm.
Or my biggest disappointment is for how cool the opening prelude is.
yeah, we don't
With
get to see him like that.
introducing these heralds, these are going to be really important for the story. And every time there's been a herald, they die off screen, or they don't want to participate. That's been kind of frustrating. I get that. Like, I also understand that's not the story he wants to tell, right?
Yeah,
It's supposed to be, these guys are kind of useless now.
but it would be rad.
Well, who does?
But especially because they kept appearing in other preludes as well. The one who shows up, barges through the gates,
Yeah,
and like, we're finally gonna get a herald, and then he's like in jail for the next book,
Tom,
and
yeah.
so maybe what we'll get is the next iteration of Herald in the back.
Yeah. like
So I think
that's pretty clearly what I think they're building to is we're gonna replace all the heralds, reforge the Oath Pact, make new heralds. The old ones don't matter and can't help anyway, but
And
for
then we'll get to-
a setup opening chapter for a first chapter in a book that was that cool. Like, it's been a little disappointing that they haven't been cool.
Well, I think that's I mean, yeah, but I guess we're gonna see if there's a relation to what's going on with the Unmade too being crazy.
Yeah.
So who knows if
Imagine-
if they put this on themselves, we don't know yet.
Imagine if in the back five, right? It's a story. So imagine if the major endpoint for this is like Tex just said, right? We reset the Oath Pact, set up some new heralds, and then the back five is like
Building.
Desolation.
There's two
Story of
doors to get
Desolation.
in. Then there's the door back to the center.
Well-
I haven't tried those two, but I can't use the outer one.
Sorry,
What?
I had to mute you, Shy. We were getting some serious reverb there. Hey, there's Will. Collect's coming back, bro. You don't have a powerful character say they're not able to fight due to some emotional issue, and then have them come back when it matters. I hope not. I hope you're right, but
Except that's what's happened with all of the other Herald characters. Okay.
well, the Heralds. I mean, the only two Heralds that have really been on the field are what, Ash and Talon and Thalen Fields, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fine with the I think that's the point, is you have these powerful people that are completely just inept at this point because they can't get over themselves, right? So I get what you're saying. It would be nice to see if like something changes when some of these Unmade are free and all of a sudden Collect shows up and he's fucking just full power, like no doubt, full just like, give me my fucking honor blade, that's mine, give me that thing. So that's mine, bitch. Give me my blade back, right? I mean, I'm ready for that too. So, but let's see, what was shit.
That's not happening.
No, probably not. But it would be cool. I mean, okay.
Like, even with like probably the one we've gotten the most from is Nale, right?
Yes,
like him showing up in all the preludes and just being really scary.
Nale, who is also fucking crazy, but like serial killer crazy.
No, because I absolutely loved Nale showing up in the preludes, just murdering people, and you're like, oh wow, this is a really cool character. And then Edge Dancer kind of ruins him for me. I'm like, oh, he's just giving up because I failed, and now I've got to find a new thing to do, and now he's just in charge of the Skybreakers.
Well, he's turned to the dark side at this point, so that is still kind of interesting, right? Like like Nale's literally on the side of the bad guys.
For now, until Zeth takes over the Skybreakers or some shit.
Dude, a fight between Nale and Zeth for the leadership of the Skybreakers is going to be amazing.
It could be crazy, right? I mean, we'll see what happens when Zeth becomes the law, like fucking Judge Dredd over here. So
he'll have to kill Nale to do that, right? Like he'll have to take Nale out.
To become the law.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't have to kill Nale. I don't think
There can be.
Well,
I don't think all Fifth Oath Skybreakers need to fight each other.
Well,
to be the only
hold
one.
on. Think about it though. But hold on.
No.
Think about it. Part of Zeth's journey has been correcting wrongs, right? So if to become law over Roshar and become the embodiment of law, you have to right the incredible wrong that the Skybreakers are putting on this world by taking the side of the wrong people. So I mean, at least in Zeth's eyes, that could be his. I don't know what is the fifth. The Crusade is the fourth. Have they said what it is to get the fifth? Just becoming law incarnate.
Well, that's the question, right? Because Nale's obviously already there, so I don't think you can have more than one. You can only have one law, can you not?
Is Nale there? Just because he's does he?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know that, but it makes sense to me logically that he has to be.
Because I don't know that I guess he's logically convinced himself going around killing people for having Spren is lawful.
Well, he would have been. Well, no. So he would have had to. If he's fifth ideal, he would have had to have been that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the corruption of his mind to now, if he's still the law.
Well,
so to
even
speak,
in his killings, he wasn't killing them. Them having Spren wasn't his justification for killing them. He was killing people with Spren, but he would always find a way to justify it with the law, right?
True.
Like, so
yeah.
he was hunting.
Actually,
He was hunting.
absolutely.
He was hunting Lift because she was a thief.
Right.
So he
No,
had,
no, you're right.
He
You're
had
right. Absolutely right. Yep, I forgot about that. So no, that's right. So so we have we have compasses, and then so I know it came up is it in this chapter where they talk about the
talk about the illusions.
The gate.
Solid.
What's that now?
Like, Shalon talks about the illusions being too solid at some point in here as well, which is interesting.
Which illusions? Her illusions?
Yeah, she has like a memory of them being too solid. She reflects on these.
Yeah, I think that's just sort of weird foreshadowing for the next chapter, which was a little bit quick. Like, I think that's my only objection, was the foreshadowing for the event was a chapter ahead of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I wanted to know what you guys. The awakening of the tower persuaded most of the gate Spren to open. It was nice that Brandon didn't forget that Shalon and Adolin had no idea about what was going on with Navani and Urithiru, so it was nice that was a surprise for them. But what do we think about all the gates just being like, okay, the siblings awake, we're good to go?
Well, I think that. Sorry, you go, Sean. You go.
I think it happened too quickly. I think it would take time for them to be able to go to all the gates and actually.
I don't think so.
Convince them, because I think they need to see Navani because they were all.
The tower's connected to all of them through now the sibling and there. So I would think the way Spren work, they would instantly feel that the sibling is bonded, and mentally they're just like, oh shit, there's another bondsmith. I mean, low key, Navani could just have access to the freaking gates through the tower. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what Navani's doing. We haven't heard from her yet, so we only know that the tower's doing some crazy shit.
I mean, we don't know. Hell, the sibling could have made those gates. They could be hers. Right. I mean,
it's not that it happened. It's that they have already figured out it has happened this quickly, because it's been only like a day or two. And I would think they've been panicking and running around in a bunch of other shit.
Well, I mean,
that's
I don't. That's a simple conversation. I mean, hey, Dalinar, the sibling told me the gates are open.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, now that I've bonded the sibling, I can have them. I can have the gate Spren open the gates. They'll listen. I mean,
I feel like I would need I feel like I need to hear from Navani for that to be like less hand wavy. To at least hear Navani explain, like, oh yeah, the sibling helped me out. I had all of the Spren on the gates decide to work for us.
Sure, that's fair enough. But like, it's not inconceivable that that's the case as well, right? When you think about some of the things Dalinar can do because he's bonded to the Stormfather all of a sudden, it's like we
also what are the gate Spren? What type of Spren?
They're like a unique type.
Right, so they could be part of the sibling for all we know.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah.
So Navani being bound to the sibling,
it is not the concept.
That she's bound to the gate. So I don't see it as that big a deal.
Can I also just point out real quick that
it's like opening a section in a game. You get all the portal stones inside the area you open. Like
it's not that it. I believe it could be open. There was just how fast they all knew this to be the case, and just said a bit too offhandedly.
Go ahead, Alan.
These are already like the longest books in existence, and so far we've complained 4 times tonight that, oh, I liked it. It just happened too fast. Let's get to the fun stuff. I don't care that this is happening too fast.
With the freaking. I only said one thing happened too fast. Relax, man. It's all good. So that's really it. I mean, basically, what chapter 7 is them getting ready to leave Shadesmar, and then leaving, with a few little tidbits in there. Let's see here. So her memory was keen, but her interpretation Interpretation and explanation of that memory could be fanciful. Those days, though, I believe she was deliberate, concerned, and focused. She did not see the future, but she somehow knew it anyway.
That's bizarre.
I don't understand this one.
Yeah,
I guess we're talking about the wind in the. So first, the wind is a she.
Yes, we're talking about the wind.
Yeah, we already knew that.
So
It's
I just, it's funny that the wind is gendered. I'm just, it's the wind, but whatever.
When I first read this, I completely forgot that all of these have been about the wind, and I thought it was talking about Syl.
Well,
And I was like, oh wait,
it could.
no,
be
it's probably talking about the wind. And then I started thinking about, oh, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Again, I still don't like that the wind's a new character.
It's growing on me. I don't hate it.
I don't mind. I don't know. I just think of it like the primal old gods of Roshar. Like, I don't, or old Spren of Roshar.
Because think about it. Forget everything you know about these chapters being about the wind. That feels like it's talking about Syl.
Now that she's...
You think Syl is going to become the wind friend?
Yes.
Maybe.
I would honestly be okay with that.
No. Sorry. I take that back. The wind Spren is going to be Syl's Kaladin baby. They're going to have a baby,
I don't
and
like
it's going to be
it's the wind already exists.
No.
So wrong.
Please, no.
Wrong.
It's amazing. Ancient.
I know. I know. I'm just saying, it's the wind being called a girl. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
Most of the Spren are gendered except for.
I know. I just said it made me laugh. That's all. I don't care. Let's see here. So, Gallant. How do we feel about Nightblood finally talking to Gallant? I
love that.
I'm assuming that. So I'm hoping this was not the first time, because Kaladin acts very normal.
Yeah, he's very cool about it.
So
this was the first time that I'd heard Nightblood's voice in an audiobook.
Oh god, I love Nightblood's voice. It's so good.
It is not what was in my headcanon.
It's so good.
It was like a British guy. And I was so confused, man.
Michael Kramer's Nightblood is so fucking good. I love it. But
it wasn't bad, okay?
Yeah,
but it threw me off so hard.
I bet if you hadn't heard it before, I'm sure it threw you way off. So my question is are we so here's my assumption. Do we assume that Kaladin thinks that is a Spren talking to him, not the sword?
No, he says he
seems to know it's a sword.
Yeah, no, he says it's the sword. He says
that? Okay.
The voice was coming from that weird shard blade.
The strange shard blade replied. Yeah, it says that. Okay.
Yeah, he knows it's the sword.
So I'm hoping this has not been their first interaction, because that would be sort of weird that he's just cool talking to a sword. But not that big a deal. Not that I'm glad that Nightblood is talking to Kaladin. That would be not near as much fun if they go on a trip and Nightblood's not talking to Cal. That would be bad. So, hopefully Kaladin has a chance to use that bad boy. So we'll see what happens there. But, so let's see here. Okay, so in chapter 8 we're talking about Kaladin. He's got Wit's flute. He says it was flute, cardinal box woods, and now partitioning. I'm trying to think where. Talk about Leighton and a rock. Okay, so I want to, just because I read this yesterday, and then I was listening to Oathbringer today, and I don't know when it was discussed, but when did we find out? Like, did I miss that Tien was going to be a Lightweaver?
I missed it.
I don't remember that at all.
Idea.
Because I heard the line. There's the line about when the Ghostbloods give Shalon the information about Halloran, and that Halloran was basically there to kill. Basically, she said Halloran was there to kill somebody that was, about to bond to Spren, or had just bonded to Spren, or was blah 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 blah, and that they didn't know about Kaladin. And then I immediately went, well, the only other real character we know in there was Tien, and Tien, had the thing he did with the rocks. So was Tien a
I'm pretty
Lightweaver?
sure he was. I'm pretty
Go
sure Shalon's brother was going to kill Amaram. Like that was the target.
It says that he was there to try. Well, they don't know why he was there. He was there to basically impress the Nightbloods.
Yeah,
or the Ghost
but I
Bloods.
also think Tien was dead already.
Wasn't he? Hang on. Wasn't Halloran? Wasn't he like acting on behalf of the Ghost Bloods to kill one of the sons of Honor, Amaran? That's what I thought he was on a mission.
Well, so according, I'm just an Oathbringer. I just read it. Oathbringer. He wasn't sent there by the Ghost Bloods, but they assumed he was there to try and impress them by taking out a Son of Honor, and possibly the Spren thing came up. The Spren thing came up because I'm repeating it to you guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought it. So, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I looked it up, and straight from Brandon Sanderson, it's confirmed that Tien was about to become a Lightweaver.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Oh, I missed that too, man.
So, I mean, I knew there was something going on with the rocks, and I don't know if that was like the little foreshadowing. But now that the rock is coming back up here,
Plus, you've got.
It was him stacking rocks, right?
He would just be able to give Kaladin rocks and cheer them up, and reflect light off rocks and all kinds of shit. He'd be able to do all kinds of shit.
There's actually one specific one in Way of Kings, isn't there? Like, there's one specific rock that he describes in the same way, like the dull brown rock.
Yeah.
Or the dull. There's one. So is this the same rock? And how
I think this is the rock. I think he's kept it.
How did No, but he hasn't kept it. Look, he's confused about it here. He's like, yeah, a rock, dull brown. Huh.
No, you're right. Yeah. So I'd have to go back and look if it's the same rock. I assumed it was the same rock. So
and it's the same thing with that horse as well that he mentions here, right? That toy horse. In Rhythm of War, he found that randomly in a shop or something. In a shop or something. Someone in the comments can confirm. But he found that randomly in some shop in Rhythm of War that Tien had made, or that he'd carved or something when he was younger, but then it was exactly the same.
The horse.
The toy horse, the toy horse. The same thing. So in the last book, he just picked that up, and he doesn't know. He thought it was really weird at the time. So that was.
I think the rock is going to have been put there by either Wit or Lift.
Yeah, I get those are two good candidates that could possibly do that. I have to go back. I realized the Halloran Tien. So does that mean I have to go read the Oathbringer thing again then, because it says something specifically about being there to maybe kill a Son of Honor, but there was another Spren hopeful on the field besides for Kaladin.
Yeah, so if that's Tien, that's great. That's awesome.
Well, if it has to do with the Halloran, it can't be Tien because Tien was dead. So I don't know if there's another person in play that we're missing. But the only reason I bring up Tien is because it made me think of Tien. I went and looked, and it said Tien was going to be a Lightweaver. I'm like, huh? So I just I was like, what? Okay, so I just wanted to I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that missed it.
That had not entered my mind at all, man. Not ever. I'd never thought that at all.
Okay.
So.
This is a thing. I think this. God, I don't remember if there's a line in here.
Did you share the quote from Brandon Sanderson or?
What about the?
Well, Alex shared that in our chat.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was an interview where that was the first time I'd seen it. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if somebody wants me, like, if somebody thinks I'm lying, I can bring up the quote. But
no. I just didn't know if your audience had seen that before, because
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. Just why not? It doesn't hurt.
I'm not accusing you of lying.
I didn't. I meant that
you're not.
I'm a liar.
Yes, you are. You are the prophet of the dragon.
Yes,
family brands. You don't lie about things.
So
you lie about gateways and usage of Aes Sedai.
It's true. Undercover.
Misguided is not lying. All right. All hail the Lord Dragon.
That's the fuck yeah. Hell yeah. So you had a word of Brandon that had said that Tien was on his way to becoming a Lightweaver. My question is, did he ever actually become a Lightweaver? Did he speak the oath? And if so, did he bond with Cryptic? Excellent question. If you look closely through the first book, you'll see Tien having some slight life weaving effects. In the back of my head, he was where Gallant was during most of the first book, where it was really official, but it wasn't really official, but the Spren was hanging around. He was very close to, by the time he left, already done that. I would say he never actually managed to get the bond working. Otherwise, perhaps things would have played out differently than they did. So not quite a Lightweaver, but very, very close. Basically, having a same relationship Gallant and Sil had. So
I just have never considered that at all, man. It's crazy.
Well, and I think it was Alex that brought up the I don't know how giddy I am about Spren going around recruiting children for war. It's a little bit weird that these are the first they're trying to, because now we have Tien, and now we have a very young Shalon that we're and Lift. I mean that's a little bit weird.
Lift is like a special case, considering she has been somehow blessed by the fucking god of the world.
Lift is a little different, but I add her because she is younger, right? I mean,
it's also possibly Shalon. T is the one that has like no explanation for why they would choose him. So
I don't know. Of course, age matters. Are you gonna you're gonna make Tien a Windrunner and go fight a Fuse? No.
Here's something I'll mention.
We
have seen no other kids sprayed yet so far.
So I mean, but if you, yes, but what happens when you find a candidate? They bond and they start getting powers. So I mean, I get what you're saying. They're just looking around, but I just the natural progression is you look for candidates, you find candidate, you bond candidate becomes radiant.
So they're looking for characteristics.
I'm a big fan of child labor, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Pro child labor.
They're looking for innate characteristics, right? So like the argument's not bad.
Let's get radiant sweatshops.
These things are going to pre-exist. These things are going to exist in the individual.
Oh shit! Radiant sweatshops.
Get those Lightweavers making Nikes.
Why not? Shoot. All right. So let's see here. So okay, Dabbid. That was I felt like there was something. So Dabbid has a Spren. Apparently, a rogue Spren that isn't part of the 12 that are coming with Adolin. That Shalon or not Shalon that Sil knows.
Is it? Yeah, it is an honor Spren, right?
It's an honor Spren.
Yeah.
It's
I was about to ask, do we know it's an honor Spren? But then I remembered Sil knew who it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure Sil knows every honor Spren.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does.
I'm pretty sure that's racist. Okay.
No, it's because she's like the shard of honor. Honor is in there. That's why Gallant is beginning.
She's also hundreds of years old. Do you think you're not going to learn your limited population community?
You think all honor Spren just know each other? Okay.
Of course.
Yes.
Bonded. So so the question comes up. I guess we're wondering if Dabbid will be healed of his non-speech. I get is that so, and then but this was the part that I found interesting. Rlain and now Dabbid. So Rlain has 2 Spren now.
When did he pick up his corrupt Spren? Was that in
that
end of the book?
That Oathbringer?
No, that was Red Different 4.
Was it?
End of the More, he got sent corrupted Spren from.
No, he had. I'm pretty. No, hold on. Let me think back because I feel like there was an interaction with Renarin and Rlain at the end of Oathbringer about both having weird Spren.
Well, because Kaladin was kind of doing his own thing in Rhythm of War. So if it happened in Rhythm of War, he might just be finding out about it.
He doesn't have a Radiant Spren at end of Oathbringer. He has a Storm form, I think, or something of the sort.
The Dom Sprens. Yep.
So wait.
I will unfortunately have to be leaving now.
Okay.
In the chaos of the uprising.
So,
we haven't had a
see
fight.
you-
Sure, you can't yet.
What?
We haven't had a fight yet, mate, about something significant. So you can't leave yet.
I'm
Thanks for
unfortunately
dropping
being
in,
dragged
buddy.
away, kicking and screaming. Have fun.
We'll see you later, buddy.
Leave
Yeah, bye.
So okay, so we're saying it's. So he doesn't have a truth watcher spread
Let's see. It says,
because he's a truth watcher.
yeah, I'm looking.
that doesn't mean it has to be corrupted, I guess. The
In the
I
chaos
think he-
of the uprising.
Do you mean that because he's got his dumb spren, Steve, from his forms, and now he's got a radiant spren as well? So he's is that
Well,
what
he
you
has
mean?
a radiant spread. He's a truth watcher.
Yeah. So that, and he's also got his dumb spren, like your
Yeah, he's
basic
got his
spren.
spread. He's got his spren. He's got his heart spren. He actually
He has
has.
to have that.
He has a spren. It has a name. I forget the name of his spren, but he has a spren that was sent by, shot and not right
To me.
So
to
this
me
is
right.
saying-
So now he has. I'm assuming this is he has a.
Yeah, it's got to have two.
I-
Because
I-
Venley,
I-
does Venley have two? That's the question.
It's in Rhythm of War, so I think this is just Kaladin just found out about it.
It's so okay. So it's possible that they're just because
He
to
bonds
me
with
it sounds
Tubi in
like
Rhythm of
they're.
War.
I read this as they were celebrating because he got an honor spread. So like or we're just saying sprint in because Relaine and now Dabbid Kaladin said, did any of the other squires pick one up while I wasn't looking? That line indicates to me that it's an honor spread.
No, I think you're reading into it because before Relaine bonded, they'd run out, right? They'd run out of honor spren.
Right.
So they were
Yeah,
maxed out, and then he's
got
just saying
12.
Relaine is the most recent person to bond,
So it has to be
and
an honor
now
spren.
Dabbid has bonded. I don't think it's saying it's an honor spren. I think he's just saying they'd stopped bonding for a while, and now there's more. Or I
But
guess
that-
it was only the honor spren who stopped, though, wasn't it?
It was only the honor spren that just came up, that turned up as well. So that it would be strange for them
Yeah,
to be discussing.
but he's
something
not. He doesn't mention honor spren. He's just saying, did anyone else get bonded while I wasn't looking? So
maybe that's assumed because we've just found out that they sent 12 back, or 12 agreed to go back or whatever, and then Dabbid's got one, and there's other ones floating around.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
he's just the most recent to get a bond, even if it's not an honor spren. I don't think that's
maybe.
saying he's twice bonded.
Maybe. Well, but yeah. How does it work for Venley?
just,
you know how it works?
you
it
could
work
be
for Venley?
right. You could be absolutely right, and that's probably the best explanation. But I feel like there would be I just wish Kaladin said something else. He expanded on Relaine and now Dabbid. Grouping them together makes it feel like to me that they just got two more honor spread and two more windrunners.
No,
I
they
agree.
both got bonded.
That's for me too.
They both recently got bonded. That's all it means.
Did any of the other squires pick up one while I wasn't looking? Pick up any random spread? See, I don't think that's. I disagree. I think he's talking about an honor spread. Because how many windrunners or how many squires have picked up random spren from different orders?
No one. We haven't seen. We only know that it can be done because we read Sunlit Man at the end of the day.
Continues the signal command. The windrunners could worry about these questions. And then Kaladin should have continued on his way. Signal commanded the windrunners and could worry about these questions. So he's still grouping Relaine in as a windrunner.
Well, because he's Bridge 4.
But that doesn't make him windrunner. That makes him Bridge 4.
No.
It's much different. I mean, they make the different. They differentiate between windrunners and Bridge 4 all the time. Bridge 4 is something different. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. When it comes down to it, Alan, you're probably right. It's probably just, I think, written
I
bad.
usually am.
I don't know about that either, but
That's what my wife always says. I'm always right.
Oh, your wife said, "Well, man, good, well done."
I've won every argument I've ever had with her. Always, I never lose.
I don't know. I feel like there would be more questions about his friend being weird too, but I guess they, whatever. We need more info there, I think, to make a determination. I don't know. The words are not fucking clear, man. Like, where here? So no. Where does it say here that Relaine, has bonded a different Spren than Dabbid? It says Relaine and Dabbid. Did any of the other squires pick one up while I wasn't looking? That alludes to them picking up an honor Spren, not picking up a random Spren and bonding it. You saying that I can't read and don't understand that this is saying fucking outright that this is any Spren is bullshit. And then he doubles down and says right here that Sizzle is in charge of the fucking Windrunners. This is his problem. So I shouldn't be worrying about it. So if if they're talking about Relaine and his Truth Watcher Shadow Spren,
the reason he doesn't say
then he wouldn't call him a Windrunner.
The reason he doesn't say it is because the reader already knows, so it would be repetitive.
Already knows.
The reader already knows Relaine bonded all we know
about Relaine, we know Relaine Spren is fucked up. Why? So we're not
yeah,
gonna.
But
so
he
we're
bonded.
gonna. So Callan's gonna make this comment about other squires and not talk about. Man, it's concerning that Relaine Spren is fucked up. I wonder what that's all about.
All I know is that in the private chat before the stream, one of the big complaints was it feels like this book is written for people who don't remember the other books because it keeps repeating information, and then the one time it doesn't repeat information, we complain about it.
I've never said that once.
The one time it treats its readers like the one time it doesn't hold our hand and it assumes we're going to remember something.
Me to comments that other people said isn't really quite fair. I didn't say that fucking once.
Okay, I don't remember who was complaining about it. It was probably Alex.
I don't find this clear at fucking all. I read this as Relaine has a fucking honor Spren just like fucking Dabbid does. Did any other squires pick one up? Because squires of Windrunners pick up fucking high Spren. That's what I read. I don't read that, oh, hey, Relaine picked up a Spren along the way. Good for fucking him. Maybe we should talk about why it's red and freaks out and why it can see the fucking goddamn future. Oh, we're not going to, that's not interesting. We're not going to talk about that. So just saying that it's fucking obvious that they're talking about Relaine Spren is bullshit. It's not. Just saying.
I agree, man.
And if they are, then they fucking didn't do a good job of reflecting that they're talking about his fucking Truth Watcher Spren.
It made sense to me.
Because Kaladin wouldn't see that as like one that you got picked up while he wasn't looking.
Kaladin would have a lot more to say if he knew Relaine had a fucking Truth Watcher Spren. So if they're talking about his Truth Watcher Spren, he wouldn't group him in with Dabbid and the other fucking squires. So if it is the Truth Watcher Spren, then it's bad. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Sorry. Shalon screamed. Okay, so let's see here. Shalon screamed, twisted. So this is where they get attacked. Okay. So it's just heavenly ones that come up on the rear, right? And jump them, right? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
So Drahe, do we have any other? It's just Drahe's the main Windrunner at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Adolin's just throwing shit from his bag. I don't know. I don't. That was a little bit weird. Drahe just lashed him in the air, right? They just left them sitting there in the air.
Well, they gave them lashings to make them weightless, and they've been manually pulling them, I guess, with additional lashings. But when the fighting starts, they just leave them floating in the air.
Hold on a sec. So sorry that you're just quoting stuff for him. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Let's see here. So, okay, so sorry, we're not to the. Wait. Shalon cried and twisted and saddle swipe. Engaging.
That's how
Sorry,
I
go
do
ahead.
it, right? So I would, if I have to carry a bunch of people, I'd make them all weightless with individual lashings,
Right.
and then I would just hold on to them and do the gravitational pulling myself, so that if I accidentally drop them, they don't die.
Right. Okay, because I just assumed he just lashed them and sat there, right? So, okay, so pretty much the end of the chapter is just they're attacked, and by the end of the chapter, Adolin has fallen into the beads, correct?
Yep.
And then she becomes Dre. That last part was a little confusing for me.
Yeah, so Shalon screams, struggling as the lashing carried her away from him. No, Shalon had been lashed to Dre. She sucked up the Stormlight, lashing her in place, and then
turns into Dre so that she can suck up his lashing.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's so I don't know. So in terms, okay, so this is okay. So in terms of what Will was saying, this is pretty fucking. If you just can convince yourself you're anybody and steal their abilities,
that's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. That's not manifesting stuff into like reality. That's like like that. So that if she Dre, she sucked up the Stormlight, lashing her in place. Then, with nothing holding her up, she dropped to the beads.
Yeah, it's too open. It's way too open.
And maybe
this is a thing that can happen.
Maybe
in the
it's
real
only
world.
because she already has a connection to him because he's lashed her, right? But this seems way more powerful than creating shadow fighters.
Yeah, shadow fighters I'm fine with. This is crazy that you could just convince yourself you're somebody else and then manipulate their things.
Yeah, could she
I mean
do
that,
this
and look. Spoiler alert! She says the 4th next chapter, but this is in the 3rd. She's not even at the 4th ideal yet at this point.
No, it's crazy.
So-
God, can she do this for bondsmiths? Can she do this for stone wards? That's insane.
Or is she? Is she not?
She doesn't fly though, right? She just uses it to get rid of the lashing and then falls. Like if she actually became him, she should be able to do more with that.
Well, I'm wondering if all she did was cancel the lashing and that's it.
Yeah,
like, whether it's Dre or not, it was just
this would make a lot more sense, like power level wise, if it was just her like making a mental connection to him, so she could cancel their connection.
Well, I mean, if you try so remove the Dre thing here, right? What if it's just her? Maybe Lightweavers have the ability to just cancel. I don't want to say. I guess lashing is the best word we have, but because lashings are made of Stormlight, Lightweavers manipulate light. They can just remove them. Maybe. I don't know.
Could she gain allomancy this way? Yeah, like I think the fact that she doesn't start flying around and fighting the Heavenly Ones herself, I think that's confirmation that she's not actually changing her identity and becoming another person like that. I think it's just.
So I think
it's just to get rid of the lashing, right?
Right. So that's why I was trying. So I'm trying to, personally, at least right now, where I'm looking at it, is she didn't do anything Windrunner. She just dissipated light, which was the lashing.
Yeah, she sucked in the lashing.
So she can maybe.
So she just the light was used to make a lashing. She took the light.
Yeah.
That's it. Which has nothing to do with being a Windrunner. She just canceled the lashing by removing the light from the lashing.
That's a much smaller power.
She maybe use. If she can just change the way that she uses the investiture, rather than do all the things.
The other extreme isn't
still
that far fetched for Brandon Sanderson's general world building though. If we know, we already know they can Elantrians can change their identity to learn languages, right?
Yeah.
From different planets that they've never lived on.
Yeah, true.
This is kind of a similar power. I don't know.
We're gonna have to see because I'm not sure.
Maybe she did. Maybe she changed her identity, became another person, and sucked up a lashing, and then didn't use any of the other Windrunning abilities. Maybe.
Yeah, she's a mimic. I don't know.
I guess you wouldn't immediately know, but if you're changing your identity to become a person who knows how to do it, you would also know how to do the wind running thing. So I don't think
that's what you.
I don't think that's what she's doing here. I think it's just the light thing that we were saying.
I think she's just removing light because anything else is too powerful for a third idea, for a third ideal. She's not even the fourth yet.
In general. It's too powerful in general.
It's too powerful in general to just be a mimic. I mean, that she's basically a mimic at that point. She can be a bondsmith and create a perpendicularity. Be Dalinar. I mean, why not just be Dalinar? Zoom him out of fucking like Shadesmar, right? I mean, so So I
think we're right. I think we're right. But I'm just saying, like mechanically, the other thing could be possible and fall in line with the rest of his Cosmere world building.
Yes, but method acting shouldn't give her the ability of the person she's method acting. Just because I act like an idiot doesn't mean I get idiot's powers. I'm acting like an idiot. I'm not,
The
I don't get all the idiot's powers.
What powers do idiots have?
What the difference?
Stupidity.
You can count toothpicks that fall on the floor. Is that
exactly? Yeah. So it's just like if I pretended to be Aldan, that doesn't mean all of a sudden, I know everything he knows. I'm just pretending to be Aldan, right?
If I eat authentic Australian licorice,
right? The difference between perception,
it doesn't
and
turn me Australian.
Go ahead, Aldan.
The difference between perception and reality is the question here. From Shalon's perspective, like how far does this go? And I guess we'll find out maybe, but it seems massively over.
No, because I don't understand why. Like we can move on, but it's then you could do that to anybody.
It's pretty crazy.
No, that's what I mean.
And then it's just like you just be Dalinar.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's crazy. That's what I think.
If that's the case, then it's ridiculous.
We can't have Shalon having that power. Shalon can't have
it's
that
ridiculous.
power.
It's ridiculous. That's why it's got to be just her dissipating light or whatever.
Why can't Shalon method act as a good character?
Oh, that's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. Yeah. So especially, and I do want, especially, this is like, maybe if she was speaking the fifth, maybe.
Yeah.
She's still in the third at this point.
Yeah, I think we're right. I don't think that's what she's doing.
It's got to be just her, just dissipating light somehow.
But I could definitely see it happen. That stuff like that happening later on.
But it also could be that Brandon just really likes Shalon and doesn't give a fuck, and we're all wrong, and she became Drahi.
I like that interpretation from PM.
PM attack. P-man attack. Thanks for being here, man. This feels more like you changing your identity to get into Aldan's phone versus you changing your identity to have Aldan's memories, experiences. Right.
I like that too, man. That's great.
Yep. Agreed.
I prefer that a lot.
So I think dissipating light makes a lot of sense for a Lightweaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the fuck just happened? Sorry.
Also,
I just lost my screen for a sec. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Alan.
We skipped over it, but I love that Adolin actually does take his horse. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Thank God.
And that he had a mace packed in his bag.
He had a mace. He had a bunch of debt. Yeah, he just starts throwing I did sort of laugh at that part. Like I sort of got I pictured a cartoon in my head of a giant anvil
just pulling shit out of the bag.
Just the never-ending bag of weapons just being thrown at the.
Yeah, but but we now know that there was a discussion off screen of
Nobody wants to know what's on
Adolin,
Alden's
we're not gonna take your horse. We're gonna take you. He's like, well, why not? Well, because I guess we could. Like,
well, great.
Great. If we can do it, then why not?
I mean, you can make shit weigh nothing.
Fine.
Right? Like, you guys can make stuff weigh nothing, right? So make my horse weigh nothing. I'll ride it, and there we go. What's the problem? I don't see a problem.
Because we could take 4 other humans, Adolin. Oh, okay.
Well, they can get on my horse, too. Why not? Fuck it. Put them on the horse, right? All right. So we end chapter 8 with Adolin in beads. Shalon headed to the beads. The Windrunners are all over the place. What's that?
Yeah, did you say Adolin beads or anal beads?
Adolin is in the beads.
Got it. Okay.
Go ahead, Alden.
Before we move on, I just want to point out that in chapter 8, we find out that Wit's flute is actually a recorder.
We did? Okay. Is that important?
No.
It's been recording things this whole time. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's not a flute. It's got like knobs on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a a hand flute.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
carry on.
All right. So chapter 9. All agree the first key moment came when Kaladin Stormbliss listened. Though not an edge dancer, he did a fine impression of their oaths.
Yeah, so this is clearly a female author.
Edge dancer oaths.
So this is clearly hinting that, hey, Kaladin is one of the people I'm writing about.
Yes.
Or it could be another,
So I will remember those who have been forgotten. I will listen to those who have been ignored. That's the second and third.
Of what?
Of the edge dancers.
Oh, okay.
So the second ideal of the edge dancers, I will remember those who have been forgotten.
That's 100% Adolin.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, no. Well, that's why edge dancer. Yes, edge dancer makes a lot of sense for.
That's literally what he's doing with his sword.
Yeah. Yes. And I will listen to those who have been ignored is the third. So, I get the connect. Obviously, that's what's going on with Kaladin in the wind right now to a point. So, yeah. So they're both. So apparently they're both doing it. So. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll see what happens there. But obviously, that's why. Adolin's definitely 100% going to be an edge dancer. Well, of course, right? Yes, he does. Yeah, he does do those things. Yes, he does. So that's why I think Kaladin could be an edge dancer too.
Kaladin could be any radiant he wants to be.
He could be. He's not protecting anybody right now, so he might as well be an edge dancer. Go ahead. I'm like 30 minutes behind the video now because I got distracted at work. But could the reason for Maya developing so quickly be the sibling got bonded, or at least a partial explanation?
Yes,
I mean, maybe, sure.
Yeah, I think we discussed that.
I think we're very clearly there is an explanation that we have not been given yet. Like,
and Yunan is also 100% correct. Cal would never be a Dustbringer. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, polar opposites of Kaladin. That you're 100% right. All right. So Kaladin. So we get to Scar. So I started reading half of this, and for a minute there, I'm like, wait a second, does Scar not have a Spren? Like the way they were talking about Scar is like, wait a second, is he not a Windrunner? As I had to go look it up, as I just felt like the beginning of this was talking to about Scar like he wasn't a Windrunner, but I got over that real quick. How do we feel about? I like the interaction between Cal and Scar. Scar teaching.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. This is a great scene. This is a great scene.
Good stuff.
I loved it.
Yeah, there's not really much to unpack other than it was just good.
Fun.
It was just a great conversation. Scar teaching the new recruits a lesson by I liked the lesson too. That was also don't leave your weapon behind. We could be attacked at any moment. We just were attacked. We lost the fucking tower. Right? So I like the lesson, how it was being taught.
He keeps thinking about Teft, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I did find it interesting that I'm not sure how Lopin has become second in command.
That's a bad idea.
Because he just upgraded in the novella, so to a higher ideal.
Yeah. So I mean, he's changing. I guess we all are. Because I would have thought that Scar would sort of be second in command. But it looks like he's just happy being Trainer McGee, which, if you find the job that fits you.
Well, he's good. He's clearly good at it. It's actually really good to see it.
Oh, absolutely.
To see how it's good to see how they're sort of setting up the Windrunners to be self-sufficient without Kaladin as well. Because it was always a question of no Kaladin, how's this going to work, sort of thing. But we're seeing that it can work. When he becomes king of the world, we're seeing how it can work.
It's fine, but I really I would rather see him with his bros doing Windrunner shit. At some point, I hope it comes back around and he's taking the skies again with them. But you're right. It's good that they don't need if they aren't completely dependent on Kaladin. It's I guess
God Emperor Kaladin. They're gonna have to.
God Emperor Kaladin. Oh shit! He's gonna have to fight Sesebron, huh?
Hey, I'd pay to see that. That'd be amazing.
That'd be a crazy one, right? I think Sesebron kicks his ass. So sorry, sorry, but hell, I think Vasher could probably take Kaladin, but depends how many busts
they already did fight. He already got his butt handed to him.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you're right. So, and that wasn't him using breaths and all that shit. So,
yes, he was.
He was doing. He did a couple lashings, but
but he wasn't using
not lashings. Sorry,
Vasher was using
awakenings.
Awakenings.
Yeah, he wasn't using his belt.
He
Though. Did he use his belt?
He awakened. No, he awakened all those bits of cloth.
He uses his scarf and wrappings to grab him.
Right. Dude, that's true. What a good, fucking Vasher. We need more Vasher. we need more Vasher. So we're under attack. The Squires go crazy. That's good. Callan got Cecil. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else that in this, or just that was just a good conversation?
No, I'm just thinking about Vasher. I really liked your idea though that Vasher and not Kaladin, Kelsier fight. That'd be just fantastic.
I need to see that. Shit. Let's do it right fucking now. We need Kelsier needs a body so we can get some of these things. That's
it's worth it just for that.
Yeah, just get Kelsier a body so we can get some of these things. The Scadrian champion versus the Neothis. Well, not Neothis. Did I get the planet wrong?
No, you got it right.
Yeah, Neothis.
Right.
Neothis champion. Yeah. I still want to know what the fuck Vasher is doing on Roshar, but I have no idea if we're ever going to get that. But
we will eventually.
I hope.
Eventually we get it.
I hope we get this book. I hope he gets in the game.
He said he wasn't planning on writing Warbreaker 2 until after. Until after the next Mistborn trilogy.
So he is supposed to be doing. Well, he's doing the novelization of White Sands, which is good because I don't really. I would like to read it as a novel. Get the graphic stuff isn't as.
I would too, man. I would love to read that book as a novel.
But that's supposed to be next. The White Sand graphic, the White Sand novelization.
He's right. He's writing that really quick. I think he's already 20% into it. So he's writing that one quickly, and then he'll write the Mistborn trilogy concurrently with the Elantris 2 and 3. Yeah, so in between each Mistborn, we get another Elantris.
I thought Nightblood got pushed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps pushing it back.
Oh, fuck. Because I thought Nightblood was coming after the Elantris stuff.
No, the next one,
yeah.
next word, yeah. So he's writing the Mistborn trilogy all at once, but and then he'll start Elantris
in between Mistborns,
while he's doing revisions.
Yeah, in between Mistborn, so he'll release
on
Elantris.
Mistborns.
That makes sense for his style. So, all right,
exactly, Articus. Warbreaker is the best.
Warbreaker is still my favorite Sando book. That's crazy because there are some people that hate Warbreaker.
Yep,
I love it.
And they're wrong.
I love it. Yeah, they're
I'm not one of them. I love Warbreaker. There's so much potential going on in there.
Have you listened to the graphic audio of Warbreaker, Steve? Like the graphic.
I've listened to the graphic audio of the first two White Sand. I have not listened to the graphic audio of Warbreaker.
I don't love listening to the graphic audios just because I like reading faster.
Yeah.
But the performance is really good. It's worth listening to.
To Warbreaker, okay.
The graphic audio version, yeah.
Yeah, because I enjoy. I was fine with the White Sand graphic audio. I enjoyed that.
I had to get used to them, but I loved it once I got used to it.
Yeah. I typically just do narration because I like listening at double speed and just reading a bunch of books because I'm trying to catch up. But the graphic, that's my favorite book. So
I need to.
I've read it. I've listened to both audiobooks and I've read it. I've listened to every version of that one.
Yeah, I still need to. I still need to read White Sand 3. I guess I don't think I have. Maybe I'll just take that to work with me.
I sent you a link.
Well, White Sand 3 has to have all the pertinent information about Chris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So like I remember you telling me Chris is really important, and I haven't seen it yet, and it was like it's got to be in White Sand 3. So I need to get off my ass and do that. But all right, so Shalon hits the beads face first, I imagine. Probably not, but let's see. So all his beads are protected the Stormlight. Okay. So I just wanted to see what her. So she's just falling. So I still like she just sucked the light out of she just negated the Stormlight.
Right.
She emotion. Blah, 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 blah. Why? So I am a little annoyed she's not better in Shadesmar. I guess she hasn't really practiced that though, has she? I mean, I guess she even says that herself. She's supposed to be an expert here, right? But she can't. She's having trouble transforming beads. That sort of. It was a little bit frustrating, but at least she even said that, so there was an acknowledgement that she should be better. Let's see. She panicked. So let's see here. So they end up on a platform, right?
Yeah, they said there was a river, so it's in inverse land.
Right.
String.
Okay. And the Windrunners are completely on the defensive. They're flying all over hell. How many was it? 5 heavenly ones? I think it was 5.
They said 8. Eight.
Was it 8? It was 8 on 5, right? 8 heavenly ones, 5.
5 Windrunners.
Right. Okay. 5 Windrunners, 8. Did they say how many squires were with them? Did they have squires?
I think that was included in the 5.
Oh, okay. So it was Windrunner plus squires. Okay. So let's see here. So the heavenly ones are acting contrary to what they normally do. Do we feel like this is because they know what's happening, or why, or just the game has changed because of the deal? Anybody, any thoughts on that?
I don't know which of the two it would be.
I guess it could be either of them, right? I mean, we have the impending battle, the impending champion fight, right? So, they could be just, ramping it up, try and get stuff off the board. I think that's fully. I mean, I think that explains it. Just if we go with that, right? I immediately got annoyed that she turned into Radiant.
Well, she didn't turn into Radiant. She summoned Radiant. right?
I thought did she?
Oh
I
no,
know
no,
she-
there was
no,
a
she-
part where she let Radiant take over, and then
Right,
at the
so-
end,
so
at the
she-
end of the chapter, she didn't let Radiant take over because she needed to be Shalon.
Right, so she's so basically she turned into Radiant, and Radiant got her ass kicked because, well, turning into a different person in your brain doesn't give you the skills of fucking right. So yeah, so and then she becomes Shalon to make she actually gets rid of her insanity, right? So so I'm trying. Okay, so the Heavenly One has slammed into Drahi.
They pop out of the water.
They pop out of the water. Okay, the beads hate our light. So, okay, so is the sucking because there's it's a void spren thing to suck the light out of the stormlight. Is that correct, or are they just?
They have knives that do that, right?
It's the knife, right? Yeah. I'm sorry.
They have weapons that can suck out the stormlight. It has to have a specific.
That's
gem
right.
heart.
It even says that
Some
in
kind
chapter.
of gem heart, right?
Yeah. I forget if it's material or the gem heart, but yeah, I knew that. It
And
even
we saw in the earlier chapter one of them had a spear that
Yeah.
was draining the squire's thing, but it's always like a weapon that does it.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I freaking lost that in my brain.
But they don't use the stormlight. They use the dark,
the void light, right?
light.
Yeah. Let's see here.
He was just saying that the beads still they don't like the void light, but they will still respond to commands given to them through
Right. Stabbed her in the shoulder. That's when she.
It's not really clear why he's doing a villain exposition dump.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like made it sound like he wants to feed off her stormlight forever. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to actually believe that, because he says to her, he doesn't say to him he fucking feeds off Lightweavers, or he keeps Lightweavers alive. I think it said that. I feel like terrified. No, that's.
You should fear me most of all.
I am Abi the monarch, Abadai the monarch. I will rule this world, and I shall keep the Lightweavers to bleed for me when.
Oh, because he was saying I'm more sane than the other ones because I feed off of the blood of
Lightweavers or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lightweavers or Radiants in general. There is also that. He's a fucking crazy. He's like, I am not crazy, but I'm crazy.
I'm the least of the crazies.
I am.
and I will explain to you why I'm not very crazy by telling you all this really crazy stuff.
If you think I'm crazy, you haven't seen my brother, the Panarch over there. He's fucking nuts. That guy. He don't eat Lightweavers. He's a fucking Looney Tune, man. Jesus. So yeah, it could just be the crazy person monologue, or I mean, he is actively. It's not like he's just talking to her. He is actively sucking the stormlight from her. So I think
the other line. Yeah, the other line
he's talking while he's trying to deplete her stormlight. I think that's all it is.
The other line he said was, "My brothers and sisters are mad from so long with life, but I am sane because I bathe in the blood of radiance in general, which renews me." But then he does have the line about specifically Lightweavers. I'm going to kill all of them, but I'm going to keep the Lightweavers alive for reasons.
Yeah.
To bleed for me when I want.
Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely not crazy, right? Yeah. Right. Sure. And then so as she's about to die, she speaks her fourth, which is, I guess, I'm afraid. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Her ideal is literally just saying, "I am a horrible character." It's.
I'm afraid.
I'm a poopy crybaby. That was her fourth ideal.
So let's see. Are you? So she's got to talk to herself to make.
I'm afraid of everything. There it is.
She's talking to her. She's dying, and she's afraid, and she's talking to herself.
I'm afraid.
And then she says, I'm afraid of everything. She continued, terrified of the world, of what might happen to my family, most of all of myself. I always have been.
Is she saying of what would happen to myself, or I'm afraid of myself?
She's afraid of herself.
Got it.
At least that's how I interpret it. I don't know. So I think it's, I am afraid of everything.
Because you wouldn't say what would happen to myself.
Yeah, so I think it's supposed to read, I'm afraid of everything, including myself most of all I'm afraid of, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What about Miss Boyce?
What's up?
What about
we were
Miss?
just talking about Shalon's fourth ideal and how it's just the worst.
Yeah, I don't know how
Not the worst.
I don't know. I'm not real keen on the whole lies and truths thing. I don't like for ideals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it.
I don't understand the mechanics. Like is it not which we know she's afraid. She's making other personalities. Is it just that she hasn't admitted to herself that she's like making
What's the exact verbiage that she says?
Okay, so I'm afraid of everything, terrified of the world, of what might happen to my family, most of all of myself. Always have been.
That's the part. So that's the part. The rest of it's bullshit. You could boil it down to just this last part.
I'm afraid of myself.
I am afraid of myself. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So He-Man has an interesting theory that it's her bonding testament. Again, with the first ideal, because she's already said she's afraid to pattern. As her first ideal. But yeah, it could also be that she fears herself is that's the specific part.
I think that we don't. So this I love this bottle. I thought it was really cool. But is it too early in the story? I feel like it is, but I still love it.
Well, you got to remember this is the last we're going to see of these of these characters until we 10 years, which I'm assuming they're going to be back, but
no, I mean too early in this book. Like
some of them will definitely be back. We don't know who survives, right?
Yeah. So I just
I'm okay with this. Like I think that with Shalon, I don't think we've seen. There's some kind of like a real darkness to some of Shalon that we haven't seen yet. I don't think.
Hold on, let me see what.
I think that's what this is talking to. Like she's afraid of herself. I think she's done some fucked up shit, not just like killing her mom.
What was what was her second ideal?
I'm trying to pull it up, but
I'm looking at it too, just to see through.
It was the truth.
P-Man's theory here.
It was the truth of her dad, of her father. Dying.
Lightweavers make no oaths beyond the first. Instead you speak truths.
Yeah, so was it the truth?
The first ideal is always the life before death and the strength before death.
What am I? I'm terrified. Yeah, it's the same. It's this. Huh. Yeah, so truth spoken. The second one was, what am I? I'm terrified. What does she say here? Terrified.
Being terrified of herself. That's the distinction.
Yeah. It could be either one. It could be a repeat or it could be the distinction.
So
the distinction. I think it's the distinction.
But then I don't know, man.
They're really driving it home though that two bonds gives you special powers. So
I sort of like this idea because it's the same wording. What I'm terrified.
Well, and also
then her third is I'm a murderer. I killed my father. That's
the other thing that hints to this is the double bond is specifically what she
She's
says.
doing the same thing, only it's
before she
stronger.
says them in her mind. She says, "What are the words?" Radiant asked, and then she says, "Say them again." She says, "I already, I
hold
said
on.
them already."
Hold on,
Shalon
okay,
replied,
so-
and then Radiant responds, "Say them again."
So, and on top of that, what did she do? She manifested things again. Even the Fuse thought she was just making illusions, but these illusions were not illusions. So she made real illusions. So, if having 2 Spren of the second ideal, did it make her? Is that what made her illusions real? Because
Real. Maybe.
she now has 2
Maybe,
that she's on the second tier with.
Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's it.
Because she didn't do anything new. It's just stronger.
Because she already would have had to do the first ideal with Testament, right?
Because
so this is her redoing the second.
Because Testament was a Shard Blade. So when did she get a?
Well, they messed that up. They said she was only. I'm pretty sure Sanderson said she was not past the first.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Where did you find the list of her truths?
So
was it on the Coppermind?
oh shit, here it was. I just looked up Lightweaver ideals. Here, I'll link it in the private chat.
I had it pulled up on a previous stream. Now I can't find it.
I'll put it in the private chat. It's halfway. It's a little bit down the page on the wiki. It says first ideal, life before death, and then truth spoken.
Got
the
it.
next one.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was looking on the wrong page.
So let's see.
I can't wait for Shalon to be dual wielding both of these.
So Radiant Wiggle trying to push free, blah blah blah, without a blade. How much Stormlight do you have? Are you afraid, Lightweaver? Yes, Shalon said, I am. Are you certain you are ready? Radiant whispered, yes, Shalon. I became ready when I confronted Vale with my memories. What are the words? I said them already. What if Radiant, maybe it's Testament talking to her?
Maybe.
I said them already, Shalon replied. Say them again. I'm afraid.
Maybe that's why she has so many personalities, because it's just Spren she's bonded, and they're the ones talking to her. She's just killed so many Spren.
Yeah, maybe that's why Patton's so certain that she's going to kill him.
Afraid of everything, terrified
You're a
of
serial
the world.
Spren killer.
Because everything I don't
Formless
know.
was like a corrupt Spren that was trying to bond with her, but she rejected him.
I don't know. I like this theory a lot because
I like it too. I think it's right.
If you're looking at this, she said the same fucking things. This isn't even if she's terrified of herself, this isn't a new truth.
No, you're right, actually.
Because you have what her first truth was. What am I? I'm terrified. And then had nothing to do with being scared. It's what's the truth? I'm a fucking murderer. I killed my father. She's gone back to what? To 2.
Yeah.
So if it's not here's the thing that if it isn't, then we have a problem with her 4th ideal. I feel like I feel like there should be a better truth for her to tell than this.
Then I'm scared of myself. Well, that depends on why, right? That depends on why she would be afraid of herself, which perhaps we don't know that yet.
I mean, I think you're probably right. The key word is of myself. I've always been, right? So I'm terrified of myself. And there is a parallel, sort of, but that's the Windrunners. I will protect those I hate, even if it's myself. Yeah. But that's just not how we're supposed to work as a Lightweaver, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Huh. So I like that. I like that theory. I like this theory a lot. P-Man, it's a good idea.
Cracker. I think I've worked out Kaladin's 5th ideal, by the way.
What's that?
I think I've worked out what Kaladin's 5th ideal is going to be.
Okay.
I will protect. I will lose one to protect the many.
It's going to be something about the greater good,
That's what I mean.
protecting
That's
the
what I reckon
masses.
it'll be.
Yeah.
He'll have to sacrifice someone to protect everyone. I think that's what it'll be.
Or something, whether it's a sacrifice, it could be himself.
Mate.
No,
well,
not
yeah,
sacrifice himself, but I will put my
He
feelings
would do that.
aside to protect the masses or something like that, or
Gallant
something.
sacrificing himself is not hard for him, but him choosing to sacrifice one person to protect everyone, that will be a massive deal.
You're right, but I don't know if Sanderson's going to do that. I don't know if Sanderson believes that.
Well,
I think that could get him a lot of flack from people that don't believe that. But I guess you don't write for you got to write for yourself first, right? But
Cal does mention while he's in the surgery.
The fourth ideal straight is, I have to accept that there are people I can't protect.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He's basically already spoke that.
But not from the point of view of I have to protect these people. I have to accept that I have to lose this person. And he talks about this in the surgery. He's like him being able to
gauge who to spend time on and certain
triage.
Some people
he's never been good at triage because he doesn't want to give up on people.
Yeah, that has been a theme a couple times where he's like, look, there's some people don't even try to save this one. You got to focus on the ones you can save.
Yeah, so I think.
But that's still a step away from sacrifice one person to save.
Yeah, I know, it's a big call, massive call.
Yeah, it'd also have to be worded a little bit cooler than that, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah, it'll be some desperate.
His fifth ideal is just the trolley problem. Is that what we're going with?
I guess you're sort of going with that.
I will accept that I must flip the switch.
Yeah, but some people can't accept that. That's what I'm saying. Like not everyone can make not everybody can make that choice, right? So
it's just the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Sorry, give me a sec. All right, so.
Hey, Darcy's got an interesting comment here about before when we're talking about.
Oh, we're going back to that. Oh no, because Darcy's a half an hour behind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look. I'm not saying that that's not even the case. That and everybody. I'm just saying that I don't think the wording is cut and dry. That's what's happening. I think it's very left open that Relaine has an honor Spren that is taking interest in them. I mean, we have somebody bonded to two of the same thing, and we have no idea what's up with his one actual bond. So, I mean, they could be talking about the Truth Watcher Spren, sure, but I just the way they're talking, I feel like him saying that about Relaine wants more dialogue about how he's surprised that it's not an honor Spren or some shit. But
do we know are there only 5 ideals?
Yes, 5 is the pinnacle of any of any order. Like,
how do we know that though? Like, it's probably what if there's a secret 6th ideal that no one ever discovered?
Well, I guess I don't know if the Stormfather says it. I don't know. We've been told that there's 5 because the 5th heightening is basically you become the aspect of that.
Okay.
Of that radiant version. So like you become Windrunner hitting the 5th, you become protection incarnate. Skybreaker, you become the law. I don't know how that's going to work for will shapers. Like you become will itself. I don't know. Like Lightweavers, you become light. I don't know. But you become a light. Like you like I don't know.
Blue Shapers will become Liberty.
So yeah. So. Yeah. So.
So this was cool. Did you guys talk about the fight? Like I was actually really, like I was scared. I was thinking they were in a lot of trouble here when this fight was going down. Until Shalon did what she did, I thought they were fucked. Actually, I was like, oh, this is good writing. Like I'm fully invested here. I can't see how they're getting out of this. I thought they were cooked. So I was pretty happy to see that.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that it like died down and that they had time to make out, but then they immediately get attacked again.
Who had time to make out? Also, what do you mean they had time to make out?
Shalon and Adolin make out on the beach.
Yeah, she gives a smack.
Oh, you thought I was saying like make out of the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. She slaps one on him.
A little moment.
It was a little because the last chapter ended with all this danger, and then she falls into the ocean, and all the fighting is just over, and so she's like, "Oh, I have time to kiss now," and then that was a little weird for me, but yeah, I was glad it started back up again because I guess they were just expecting them to act like normal, like dissipate, and we'll regroup, and they'll leave us alone, But
yeah.
Well, I don't think they expected. Yeah. I definitely don't feel like they expected to be attacked. At least that was my,
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking through the
comments. I like the idea of her little shadow fighters. I think that's a fun escalation of her powers.
I do too, man. If they can actually do real damage, that's wicked.
I don't know how I feel
like the
about
monkey
this.
game, Steve.
What's that?
Shalon has just picked up a power like in the monkey game, mate, where you can send all the like multiple monkeys.
Yeah, pretty much, right? we got fortune now. Now we're talking about manipulating identity, and we're getting a little bit crazy here. Like I don't know, like we got to deal with the stuff we have on the board, right? I feel like we're back to
also great.
She's crazy.
She's mental, so it checks out.
I just think that she sucked it and that started making the lashing run out because nothing was powering it anymore. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good explanation too. So she's like a Larkin.
Yeah,
I like that explanation as well.
That's also massively OP, by the way.
It is negating weaves. Yeah, I think that's
pretty cool. Should be very handy if that's the case. But I said before something about Lightweavers were the most powerful.
Right, they're literally called Lightweavers. That it goes. Yeah. It's not far fetched that they would have more power over light, especially if it's in a lashing that it's like the Lightweavers kind of take light and then repurpose it, right? So he just leaves it there in a lashing. It's not in his body anymore. He's not using it. It'll stay there until it runs out. So it makes sense a Lightweaver would be able to access that.
So I'm not sure,
without changing her identity,
I'm not sure that I would say Lightweavers are the strongest, but they're the most probably useful. Right. Most pragmatic, most I don't know the word. Obviously they're powerful.
Well, they are. But we know that they're more efficient with Stormlight, right? We know that Shalon can do things with her more things with her storm with a smaller amount of Stormlight.
Called
for example.
Lightweavers, They can do things with light.
Yeah,
I just never thought about it before. That's all.
Yeah,
but to be honest, I just always Shalon. She's nuts. But I love it.
I mean, Lightweavers they're all incredibly powerful, and I guess there is an argument to say Lightweavers could be the strongest. Bondsmiths are the strongest. We don't even know what the fuck they can do.
I've never said the word strongest. I'm just saying they can do more things.
Oh no, I was in reference to Yenon. Yenon said that they're strongest.
Oh,
okay. I think there's a discussion to be had whether they're actually the strongest one. Sure, definitely. Most versatile, most diverse toolkit. They have a very, it seems like, and just growing.
I like the more reigns. the more it rains of Brandon's world.
You know, well, they have. There's a lot of things that she's discovering that she can do. We'll see what.
Well, also not a lot
here-
of her powers have been combat centered.
No,
That's what I mean.
Up until now, so it is nice that she has, some juice now.
Well, I'm sort of curious if she's gonna have armor now, because that was one of the other things that I think that I'm liking this second ideal again, because Kaladin immediately sprang into honor. His fucking armor formed around him immediately while he was in danger.
And it hangs out.
Shalon is in peril, about to die, no armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That seems to be weird, because we have another example of a person speaking the fourth and immediately getting a full, getting their armor manifest when they're in a combat situation. She's in a combat situation.
Yeah,
the armor would be helpful. It's not like she's just sitting on the couch going, "Oh, I spoke the fourth ordeal." She is about to die, so she would want the armor. So the fact that she didn't get the armor, I mean, it makes me lean even further towards the P-Man's suggestion of it being the first again, or the second again. So I don't know. I'm sort of liking that, and then it also doesn't make it too early in the book for the fourth ideal to be spoken.
Yeah, it makes me feel heaps better about it, to be honest. Because
we'll see. I mean, I'm liking, the more we're talking about, the more I'm liking that theory. So did we miss anything in our chat-tastic?
Let me check the notes.
Okay.
No.
I'm probably just reading too much into the whole Relaine situation. I understand that, but I didn't personally like how it was worded. I thought that there should have been more than just grouped together, but I'm probably incorrect that he has a second Spren at this point. But
most of the chat was just Alex complaining.
Standard.
Was it?
Not in the stream. Sorry, in the private chat.
Oh, is it? I didn't even see.
Yeah.
It hasn't even updated.
He was saying that the powers are too OP and they need to be nerfed.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha.
If Brandon can find new ways to make massive powers, I'm all here for it.
So she 100% does not have armor. Because Yasna calls her out on it, and she's like, "No, I don't have armor," and she's like, "Then you're not radiant." But she doesn't. She 100% doesn't have armor. Yeah, I know that, and that's what, so I had asked the question, I think it was last stream, about where the creation Spren going to be her armor, which, I think it's that's probably what's going to end up happening. But the fact that it, whether she has it or not, the fact that it didn't show up here is weird. Well, hold on. No. Maybe she can't, right? The Spren can't manifest, because the same reason Pattern didn't come as a sword. They can't do that in Shadesmar, right?
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
True.
So that would be why the armor didn't show up. So I retract all that.
So we'll find out when they get
if it was the fourth, that would be the reason, because they're in Shadesmar.
Maybe similar to what's Seth's order, not the Windrunners, Skybreakers. Like, his fourth ideal includes a quest. Maybe the Lightweavers, when they speak their fourth ideal, they also have to do like an Eat, Pray, Love year.
Maybe. Yeah.
They have to do some soul searching.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
To complete the fourth ideal.
She's just close to the fourth. Yeah. Was she awash with power? But she got a big power jolt after saying that. So
yeah, her eyes were glowing.
Yeah. She just spoke something. She spoke an ideal. It's just don't know what happened exactly. So, all right. Well, Adolin better put a baby in her before she decides to world hop and leave him behind.
100%, 1000% agreed.
Why didn't Adolin just let her go?
You don't put it in crazy.
Nah, we need baby. We need the next generation.
You have no idea what's gonna pop out of crazy, right? Yeah, gonna have a crazy two-brained baby.
Adelin's gonna be paying child support for
two-headed troll.
You know she's gonna take him. I mean, he's royalty. She's gonna take him for everything. He better sign a prenup. That's just
She's gonna take the whole kingdom away from him. King Adolin the Wise, King Adolin the Passionate. There you go. The sympathetic, the rad. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. We at one point we had 18 people here, so more and more people coming for these streams. It's awesome. It was a great stream. P-Man, thanks for being here. Some great stuff. Darcy, when you catch up, thanks for being here. And for the support, and I hope you enjoy the stream. If you have anything, go ahead and anything that we missed, just throw it in the comments. We can maybe talk about it next week on the next chapters. Thanks guys, and hopefully we see you all next week. We'll be back Tuesday again for hopefully another flashback next week. We're gonna flashback next week. We had a big peak. Well, so this is usually how it goes. You have a big action scene, and then we get a flashback. So, is it Is it gonna be flashback week? We're gonna get Seth's first flashback chapter. I don't know. I hope.
Set.
I want it. All right, guys. Thank you, and we will catch you next week for another Wind and Truth few chapters, and I'll be around this week with some other stuff too. So keep an eye on the channel for other fun stuff. Bye. We'll see you guys later.